Welcome back, everyone, to BBB Sharing. I'm Evie, Director of Ignite, sparked by BBB. And with me today in the Ignite podcast studio is Amy Pugh. Amy, welcome in.
Thank you. Good to be here.
It's great. It's lovely weather today, thank goodness. I know they're expecting some rain this weekend, but we're not going to worry about the future right now. Amy, tell me about yourself. I know it's a loaded question. When I first met Barry, I met him when I was visiting my grandmother. My uncle owns the Brick House Diner. And I just got to talking to him, and he was like, oh, we agree on a lot of things. And he said, well, tell me about your background. And I was like, oh, gosh, how do I tell him that my dad was right and I studied a degree that I'm never going to use? Only to find out I ended up using my degree when I started working for Barry.
Full circle.
Full circle, 100%.
Yeah.
So tell me about your background and where have you worked? What did you do? What did you enjoy about what you did?
I've worked in a number of different places, different kinds of employers in different contexts. I've worked in higher education at a research mental health services research institute.
Wow.
Doing some data analysis. And then I moved on to this Virginia State Health Department, did some program management there and a little bit of data analysis.
I love that.
And then I worked with UNOS, United Network for Organ Sharing, for 18 years, and that was a very fulfilling effort, and had some great successes there, and worked with some great people. And then after that, I kind of moved on to working in the architectural engineering and construction field, AEC. So I was writing proposals for those kinds of opportunities for those companies.
That's
and so
amazing.
Now I'm looking for my next adventure.
Don't I know it? I feel like I had a very similar background in that when I was finishing my degree at VCU, I studied broadcast journalism. And it was right when COVID hit. And I was like, oh boy, I had in my mind, I was going to work in radio in Nashville, hear all the different country music songs and meet all these country singers. Obviously, that didn't happen. I ended up meeting Barry much later on after that. In between, I had a job working for a company where I did document processing for charter schools that this company opened up across the U.S. in low-income neighborhoods. Really cool job, learned a lot of administrative work there, and also that supervisors ask you how things can get better, but they don't do anything to change it.
Not a good thing.
No. And then I ended up working for a big food company where I learned that I was not a salesperson at all, even though I came from a business background, not my thing. And then I met Barry, and here I am. So it was just kind of like one jump from another. None of these three job roles have really anything to do with each other, but they all taught me a lot. Mm-hmm. And when I came here, I feel like I was able to use those skills to help the team out. So jumping around is not necessarily a bad thing.
Oh, it absolutely is not, because not only makes you well-rounded,
right.
You've got so many different perspectives. You've worked in different types of hierarchies.
Yep.
And understand how to navigate some of the politics that might happen in different types of companies.
100%, and it makes you very adaptable.
Yes.
I feel like it makes you be able to easily adapt to that new environment, the new leadership, the new technology that's being used. Mm-hmm. A lot of things that we learn when we switch roles in different companies is that we have to teach ourselves a lot of things. We can't always ask for help on everything. The important stuff, if it can lead to a big boo-boo, I'm definitely going to ask somebody before I do it. Mm-hmm. But if I can figure it out, mm-hmm. I'm going to spend some time doing it.
Yep.
So what advice would you give somebody that's kind of jumping from one role to another or looking to figure out what they want to do next?
In thinking back for myself or anyone else who's looking for their next adventure, really taking inventory of what I've enjoyed and what I feel like I excelled at, what gave me joy and kind of what sticks with me. When you think about, I look back at some notes from years ago and I'm like, wow, did I do that? And some things are better left in the past, but, there's certain things that you think, wow, I did that and that was successful, mm-hmm. and maybe whatever that innovation was is still in place and still being used. So to think about those successes and then what was the kernel behind that? What was it I did well? And then how should I transfer that into a new environment?
That's actually wonderful advice to give people. Sometimes we get so caught up in, I need a job, I need this, that we forget, okay, I might get accepted in that position, but is it really something that I want to do?
Right.
And do they have the same values that I have? Because a lot of times what happens, people are always worried about it being a disservice for the company or the business when they hire the wrong people. But it's a disservice to that employee too. They kind of both did themselves dirty, especially if the business was not 100% forward with what their culture's like in the office or even out and about. And same vice versa for the person that's applying for the position.
Absolutely.
Yep. So tell me, how can people get in contact with you? And are you open to looking for anything?
I am open to work. On the infamous LinkedIn, I have my green banner flying proudly.
Love it.
Open to work. If anyone wants to get in touch with me, I am on LinkedIn. My user handle there is Amy, A-M-Y, M as in Mary, P-U-G-H, Amy M. Pugh. And I'm happy to connect with folks there, and let me know if you've got thoughts on my next adventure. And if you have any opportunities or you just want to connect with me there.
I love it. Amy, thank you so much for joining me.
Sure. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Yeah.
Everyone that is watching on YouTube, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and comment down below. We are BBB Central VA. And please do not forget to hit that notification bell. It really helps us out to let you know every time we post. And if you're listening on Spotify, BBB Sharing, make sure to follow us and share us out. Thank you.
Thank you.